Y'all ever feel like there's somebody out there gunning for you in the shadows? Like people are plotting behind closed doors, whispering lies, planting seeds of destruction in your life while you're just trying to make it through another day. Maybe you've been losing job opportunities for no good reason, relationships falling apart out of nowhere, or your finances taking a nosedive and you can't figure out why. If you're sitting there right now feeling like there are hidden enemies working overtime to tear down everything you've built, if you sense that something ain't right but you can't put your finger on what it is, then you need to hear every single word I'm about to drop over the next few minutes. Because today, we're diving deep into Psalm 64, one of the most powerful prayers of protection ever written, a spiritual shield against those who scheme in the darkness. This ain't just some ancient text, folks. This is a manual for spiritual warfare that can flip your situation upside down starting right now. If this message found its way to you today, that ain't no coincidence. God's speaking directly to your soul right now. So if you really want to see changes in your life, if you want this word to become powerful in your journey, hit that subscribe button and smash that like on this video. This ain't just me asking for engagement. This is an act of faith, declaring that you're ready to receive the blessings God's got lined up for you. Subscribe now and ring that bell so you don't miss a single revelation that could change your destiny. Psalm 64 was written by David during one of the darkest seasons of his life, when he was surrounded by enemies who were plotting his destruction in the most calculated, sneaky way possible. These weren't enemies coming at him face to face with swords drawn. These were the backstabbers, the gossipers, the ones using words like poisoned arrows, spreading lies like a deadly virus, destroying reputations and dreams through conspiracies in the shadows. And if you're dealing with something similar today, you need to understand that what David faced 3,000 years ago is the exact same spiritual warfare you're living through right now. The faces have changed, the methods have evolved, but the enemy's strategy remains the same. Destroy you quietly, make you give up without you even knowing where the attacks are coming from. When David cries out, "Hear me, my God," as I voice my complaint, protect my life from the threat of the enemy, he ain't just asking for physical protection. He's crying out for deliverance from psychological terror, from that constant anxiety, from that fear that eats away at your soul when you know people are working against you, but you can't identify exactly who they are or how they're operating. How many nights have you laid awake, worried about situations that seem to have no solution? How many times have you felt that tightness in your chest, that feeling like something bad was about to happen? That's exactly what David was feeling when he wrote this psalm. Verse 2 reveals the sinister nature of these attacks. Hide me from the conspiracy of the wicked, from the plots of evildoers. Notice the word conspiracy. That means there are meetings happening, conversations being had, plans being laid against you in places you can't see or hear. It might be in your workplace, in your family, in your social circle, or even in spiritual dimensions that escape our natural perception. These people get together, share information about you, create strategies to mess with your progress, your peace of mind, your financial stability, and most of the time, they do this with smiles on their faces, pretending to be your friends or allies. But here comes the most shocking revelation. David identifies these people as those who sharpen their tongues like swords and aim cruel words like deadly arrows. This means the main weapon of these enemies ain't physical, it's verbal and psychological. It's poisoned words, malicious comments, destructive gossip, well-crafted lies that get launched at you like deadly missiles. Every negative word someone speaks about you, every lie they spread about your character, every rumor they invent about your personal or professional life. These are like arrows shot straight into your heart, your mind, your self-esteem. And the worst part is these people are cowards. Verse 4 shows us they shoot from ambush at the innocent. They shoot suddenly, without fear. They attack when you're not expecting it, when you're vulnerable, when you can't defend yourself properly. They choose strategic moments, take advantage of your weaknesses, your absences, your moments of difficulty to launch their most devastating attacks. That's why sometimes you feel completely defenseless in certain situations, because the attack came from where you least expected it, from people you trusted. But starting from verse 5, David shows us how these enemies operate in networks. They encourage each other in evil plans. They talk about hiding their snares. They say, "Who will see it?" They don't work alone. They form alliances, create conspiracy networks, organize themselves to maximize the damage they can cause. And that question, who will see it, reveals their arrogance, their certainty that their evil plans will go unnoticed, that there won't be consequences for their actions. They believe they can destroy you with impunity, that God ain't watching, that divine justice won't reach their dark works. Verse 6 shows us the level of sophistication in these attacks. They plot injustice and say, "We have devised a perfect plan. Surely the human heart and mind are cunning." This means they study you, investigate your life, discover your weak points, your fears, your insecurities, and then use that information against you in calculated and cruel ways. They know exactly where to press to cause the most pain. They know your vulnerabilities and exploit them without mercy. It's elaborate psychological warfare, where every move is designed to cause maximum emotional and spiritual destruction. But here's where the supernatural turnaround happens. In verse 7, David prophesies divine intervention, but God will shoot them with his arrows. They will suddenly be struck down. This is the moment when divine justice kicks into action. All those arrows they shot at you, all those bitter words, all those secret conspiracies, now they're going to come back multiplied against them. God will use the same weapons they used against you, but with supernatural precision and power that they'll never be able to resist or escape. And notice that God's attack will be sudden, exactly like they attacked you. The same way they chose moments when you were vulnerable to attack, God will choose the perfect moment to execute his justice. It might be when they're most confident, when they think they've won, when they're celebrating their supposed victory over you. That's when God's hand will move devastatingly against them. Verse 8 reveals something even more powerful. He will turn their own tongues against them and bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake their heads in scorn. The same tongues they used like swords against you will become instruments of their own destruction. The lies they told, the gossip they spread, the bitter words they shot like arrows, all of this will come back, amplified to ruin their own lives. And it will be so evident that it's God's doing that everyone who witnesses this turnaround will recognize it was divine intervention. This means your vindication won't be quiet or discreet. It's going to be public, visible, undeniable. Everyone who witnessed their attacks against you will also witness their downfall, their embarrassment, their public humiliation. Those who laughed at you, who doubted your integrity, who believed the lies told about you, they'll see with their own eyes how God honors those who trust in him and destroys those who plot against his children. Verse 9 shows us the final result. All people will fear. They will proclaim the works of God and ponder what he has done. God's intervention in your life will be so powerful, so evident, so supernatural, that it becomes a testimony to other people. Your victory story over hidden enemies will inspire others who are going through the same situation. You'll become a living example of God's protective power, proof that he doesn't abandon those who cry out for justice. And finally, verse 10 brings the promise of complete restoration. The righteous will rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. All the upright in heart will glory in him. After this whole process of attack and divine defense, you won't just survive, you'll thrive. Your joy will be restored, your confidence in God will be strengthened, and you'll become a source of glory for others who also seek to live righteously. This is Psalm 64's promise for your life today. If you're facing hidden enemies, if there are people plotting against you in the shadows, if you feel like invisible forces are working to destroy your dreams, your peace, your prosperity, know that God sees everything. He knows every conspiracy, every bitter word, every evil plan devised against you. And in his time, in his way, with his precision, he will execute complete justice in your favor. But remember, your part is to remain upright, keep trusting. Don't take revenge with your own strength. Don't sink to the level of these enemies. Your part is to pray, to cry out like David cried out, to declare your faith in divine justice and wait patiently for the supernatural intervention that will surely come. If this word touched your heart, if you recognize this is a direct message from God for your current situation, show your gratitude by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. But more importantly, I want to know how your financial life is going, how your family situation is right now. Drop a comment below and tell our community how things are looking for you. Remember, we ain't alone in this journey of improving our lives. Together we're stronger. Together we'll win every battle. Together we'll see God's hand transform our reality. May the Lord's peace be with you, and may divine justice work powerfully in your favor this week.